The United Nations, or UN, is like a giant club for countries where almost every nation in the world is a member. This global organization brings together countries from every corner of the planet. The UN's main goal is to keep peace around the world, acting as a mediator in conflicts. It's like a referee for the planet, ensuring that disputes are resolved fairly. The UN tries to solve problems before they become wars, using diplomacy and dialogue. It also helps people who are suffering because of war, poverty or disasters, providing essential aid and support. The UN is based in New York City, but it works all over the globe, with missions in many countries. The UN is a symbol of hope, showing that international cooperation is possible. It shows that countries can work together, even when they disagree, to achieve common goals. The UN reminds us that we are all part of one human family, united in our diversity and shared humanity. World War II was a terrible conflict. Millions of people died, cities were destroyed. The devastation was unprecedented, leaving scars that would last for generations. After the war, people wanted to prevent another such tragedy. They were determined to rebuild not just their homes, but also a new world order. They wanted to create a world where countries would talk to each other instead of fighting. Diplomats and leaders from around the globe began to envision a future built on dialogue and cooperation. This desire for peace led to the creation of the UN. It was a monumental step towards global unity. In 1945, representatives from 50 countries met in San Francisco. They gathered with a shared vision of a peaceful and cooperative international community. They signed a document called the UN Charter. This charter was a beacon of hope for a war-torn world. This document outlined the goals and rules of the new organization. It set the foundation for how nations would interact and resolve conflicts. The UN Charter is based on the idea that all countries are equal. It emphasizes the importance of mutual respect and cooperation. It promotes respect for human rights and international law. The Charter serves as a guiding light for protecting the dignity and rights of all people. The Charter is a powerful document that has guided the UN's work for over 75 years. It continues to inspire efforts towards peace, security and human rights across the globe. The early years of the UN were a time of both hope and challenges. The organization faced many obstacles, including the Cold War. This was a period of tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. Despite these challenges, the UN achieved many successes. It helped to end conflicts in the Middle East and Africa. The UN also created important agencies like UNICEF, which helps children, and the World Health Organization, or WHO, which fights diseases. These early successes showed the world that the UN could make a real difference. The organization was slowly but surely building a more peaceful and just world. Section 4. Victories for Humanity. Over the decades, the United Nations has achieved many important milestones, shaping the course of history and making the world a better place. It has helped to eradicate diseases like smallpox, a monumental achievement that has saved countless lives and improved global health. The UN has also worked tirelessly to protect the environment and promote sustainable development, ensuring that future generations inherit a healthier planet. The UN has played a key role in promoting human rights, advocating for the dignity and equality of all individuals. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights, adopted in 1948, is a landmark document that outlines the fundamental rights and freedoms of all human beings, serving as a beacon of hope and justice. The UN has also been a voice for the voiceless, standing up for those who cannot speak for themselves and providing a platform for marginalized communities. It has spoken out against injustice and oppression around the world, condemning acts of violence and advocating for peace and equality. The UN's work has made a real difference in the lives of millions of people, offering hope, support, and a brighter future for communities in need. Section 5. The UN Today. The UN today faces many new challenges. These include climate change, terrorism, and poverty. The world is constantly changing, and the UN must adapt to these new realities. Despite these challenges, the UN remains as relevant as ever. The organization is still the best hope we have for a more peaceful and just world. The UN provides a forum for dialogue and cooperation between countries. The UN is working to address the root causes of conflict and poverty. It is also working to promote sustainable development and protect the environment. Section 6. Our shared future. The UN's work is far from finished. We still live in a world where there is too much conflict, poverty and injustice. But the UN provides a roadmap for a better future. It is up to all of us to support the UN and its mission. We can do this by learning more about the UN and its work. We can also support organizations that are working to achieve the UN's goals. The UN is a reminder that we are all part of one global community. We have a shared responsibility to create a better world for ourselves and for future generations.